All right, so we are going to create a sculpture with open forms. We'll need glue stick, pencil, ruler, and a colored piece of paper. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to draw a line just right on the edge of the paper with our ruler, the thickness of the ruler, just a straight line like that, and that is the only reason we need our ruler. Okay, and after you have drawn your line, please write your name right next to your line here, like that. What you're going to do is you're going to take the edge of your paper and you're going to fold it, and you got to do this you got to make sure you get in the right place, okay? You're going to fold it to the line. So fold your paper to the line you just drew, not to the edge of the paper, to the line you just drew. We're going to take the edge of the paper again. Make sure you hold it down so that it won't shift on you, because we're going to fold it again to that line we just drew. The next fold we're going to make is to take that flap and fold it over so this is like an envelope. It kind of looks like an envelope. We're going to fold it over that paper just like an envelope folds over, or an envelope. Some people call it an envelope, some people call it an envelope. Tomato, tomato, one. Excellent. Open it all back up now. Now, look up here. We have one fold going the wrong direction. So take that fold and fold it going this way so that it will fold into a rectangular prism. So it goes from being like a little mountain here, fold it going, this last fold, the one furthest from the line, fold the opposite direction. Now we use glue stick because it dries very quickly. When it dries, it is not very thick, so we can easily cut into it. Okay, so we're going to take our glue stick and we are just going to glue stick right inside that space in between the edge of the paper and our line, and then you fold over at the middle point, so it's just the half. Glue that down, and then you're going to see that you have now made a rectangular prism. So the way we do this is we kind of pinch it like this and we cut shapes. And you can cut geometric or organic shapes. I'm just going to cut, and really, actually, it's more like lines. You're not really cutting shapes, you're cutting lines that become shapes. So I just cut two straight lines. You guys can see that. And then what you do is you push it in the opposite direction. And give it a little pinch, and give it a little pinch, and you can even fold it to give it a really good pinch, and you get that open form. So it's all about cutting lines. So like I said, you can cut organic lines or geometric lines. So here's more of an organic line, and I'm going to cut a line inside these lines. I'm going to cut a little line in there, and I'm going to cut. Now be careful that you don't, when you cut, what would happen if I cut that? Exactly. If I cut it like that, it would fall out. So be careful when you cut that you don't complete it into a shape. If you do want a triangle, you need to kind of go the opposite direction than you would think, like that. Now I cut all of my lines here, and I can fold it the opposite direction, the other way. Now, when I cut my next lines, I need to be careful that I don't cut into these first ones. So I'm going to fold my rectangular prism here, and when I cut, I want to make sure I don't go all the way over here, right? I don't want to go all the way over there because I cut that whole thing out. So then I would cut a shape. I cut a shape, or not a shape, excuse me, a line. I cut another line. Maybe I cut a line inside a line inside a line. And then, we'll hang on until the end. Then pinch it, and see what happens when you cut these lines inside of lines is you can make them go in a pattern like this, which makes it look pretty awesome. So when you fold these, you're going to be folding them in a pattern. So you cut your lines first, and then you fold them in a pattern. So backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. This one would be backwards. See, so this middle one in there would be backwards, forwards, or backwards, forwards, and then this back here would be backwards. Now, if I don't want to end with a backwards, I'm going to do that. So then, of course, I would go to my next corner here, start cutting out more lines, and that would make more spaces and shapes. Now what's also cool about this sculpture, like all sculptures, you could see it from multiple angles, including this way. So when we take our picture for Artsonia, you can choose to take your picture looking like this, or looking like this. If you do a picture like this, either way you're going to have it on a black piece of paper, and you'll take your picture either going this way, like this, or this way, okay?